Hi, this is David Lang, and this video is brought to you by The Future is Yours. Actionize now before tomorrow becomes yesterday. Today's topic is on comfort zones, and I made a little printout here to give you an idea what comfort zones look like. This is just, have you ever seen the inside of a tree when it's been cut down, and you see all the circles inside it? Well, as you know, that every time a tree is grown in a year, it grows another circle. Now, with us, every time we do something new, try something new, and it works out for us, well, we create a new emotional circle around us. It's an emotional circle, and that represents that how good we feel about ourselves. Henceforth, the comfort zone. Now, you see obviously the little dot in the middle. That's where it all started. And every time we tried something new, well, maybe at first time, boom, we'd bounce off it. Say, I don't feel good about this. It's like when you start a first job. How good were you at your first job, or when you start a hobby? How good are you when we first start a new hobby? How good are you at something when you start something new, right? Obviously, sometimes we end up doing things that aren't that great, and then we end up saying, we bounce off the wall and go, oh, this didn't turn out as well. But you know what? We say to ourselves, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep on trying. And sure enough, then we create a brand new circle in our emotional comfort zone. And every time we do something like that, we create that new circle in our emotional comfort zone. Well, then we feel good about ourselves. And we know that we did this, and we acknowledge this. And the subconscious mind loves that. The subconscious mind loves the pat in the back. Always give yourself a pat in the back when you do something that turns out well. And you know something? If you do make a mistake and it doesn't work out the way you wanted to, well, don't worry about it. Because never forget, your last mistake was your greatest lesson. Always remember that. Your last mistake was your greatest lesson. And that's how we learn, by making mistakes. If we didn't make mistakes, if we did everything perfectly, well, we'd get bored pretty quick, right? Right. So the challenge, remember, we replaced the word problem for the word challenge. We now say challenge instead of problem. So the challenge is getting those circles, right? Now, in the last video titled, I Am That, I Am, well, I talked about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And like I was saying, the conscious mind, that's the critical factor. That's the part of the mind that we decide if we like something or not by looking at it. The subconscious mind, like I said, it's the computer. It's waiting to be programmed. Now, what happens in our subconscious mind is that throughout our lives, we're constantly being bombarded with ideas, with challenges, with successes, with everything, right? And that all goes into our subconscious mind. Whatever you dream about, think about, act upon, move forward to, move away from, right? That all goes into in your subconscious mind. That's where it's stored in these little files. Now, these files, like a computer, your subconscious mind, your brain stores files. And this is to do with the comfort zone. It's all to do with this. Now, let me ask you, there's two questions I'm going to ask you. Question number one is, have you met someone on a first-time basis and you felt really comfortable with this person? You felt good about them, right? You were talking with them, you were around them for just a few minutes, and all of a sudden you're thinking, hey, I feel good. I feel like I've known this person for years. What this person did was that in your subconscious mind, maybe it could have been the way they were standing, the way they looked at you, the way they communicated with you, the way they talked, acted, moved, maybe the cologne, the perfume they were wearing, the clothes they were wearing, anything like that. They opened up a file in your subconscious mind, and this file said, this person is like me. I like this person. And I'm always going to like this person until something is done differently, that they open up a different file. Now, that's how that works. Now, question number two is, have you ever met someone on a first-time basis that you didn't really feel comfortable with this person? Well, what happened was that, again, maybe the clothes they were wearing, the way they looked, the way they communicated with you, the way they talked to you, it could have been the cologne, perfume, the way they styled their hair, the way they moved, whatever it was. They opened up a file in your subconscious mind that said, This person is not like me. I don't like this person. And no matter what happens, I'm not going to like this person until they can prove otherwise, until they can open up another file that says, yes, I like them. That's how that works. Okay. And this is all to do with anchors. Everything in your comfort zone, everything in your comfort zone, right, is to do with anchors. We have these emotional anchors. Now, you know how an anchor holds a boat in the water. It holds it still so the boat cannot move it. No, the boat cannot move until you pull that anchor out of the water. The boat is stationary where it is. Now, um, what happens is that through our lives, and I'm going to be giving you an example, we experience things, right? And that, like I said, it goes into our subconscious mind. Now, let's say there's this kid named Billy. The kid's 8 years old. Now, let's say he's got a favorite uncle, and this uncle, that no matter what Billy does, the uncle is always questioning him, saying, "Is that your best?" That's all. That's just the way his uncle is. Maybe that's the way he's joking. He's joking, saying, "Is that your best? Come on, Billy, you can do better than that. Is that your best? Really? That's it?" Now, throughout his life, all Billy hears is from his uncle is that it? So the uncle crosses his arms, looks at him stern like this, says, "Is that it?" No matter what Billy does. So now let's say Billy is now an adult. He goes out and buys this really nice brand new car, and he's really proud of it. He calls his best friend Bob over, right? And says, in fact, he drives to Bob's place. He says, "Bob, I come over to your place. I got to show you something." So he pulls up in front of Bob's house, and Bob comes out, looks at his car, and Billy starts talking about all the options he's got, how great it is. And Billy said, "Guess what? This is what the car originally cost, and this is all I paid." And Bob says, "Is that it?" And bam! All of a sudden, Billy feels so negative. Like he doesn't understand why he feels so down. He feels like he's been put down, stepped on, things like that. What happened with that? What happened is this: his friend Bob triggered a response in Billy's in Billy's subconscious mind. Okay, and in Billy's subconscious mind, whenever somebody says, "Is that it?" Bam! Back to his uncle. That's the trigger response for him feeling very, very negative. Now that Bob triggered that response without even knowing it. All of a sudden, Bob's thinking to himself, "What did I do? What did I say? Billy's so negative right now. He looks so depressed, looks so sad." And Billy's saying, "Hey, maybe I should go and I'll give you a call later on when we can get together." All of a sudden, Billy feels very uncomfortable about his friend Bob because his friend Bob triggered that response, opened that file up in Billy's subconscious. That's a long way around it. That's how the subconscious mind works. And that's how anchors work, right? And sometimes, as a matter of fact, you may try something and then it goes so well that no matter what happens, every time you try something new, you go, "Wow, I remember when I did this, it felt so good." You've got that emotional anchor. Now, the anchors, we have physical and we have visual anchors. Physical anchors was when somebody actually touches you, maybe touches you on the shoulder and says, "You're such a kind person. You're so nice." And that touch, that simple touch on the shoulder goes into your subconscious mind. So now, whenever somebody goes up to you and says, "Hey, yo, you know, cool," you think of yourself as a really kind, nice, loving person. Because that's what that friend before said. "Wow, you're so kind. You're so nice. You're so loving. It's so good to know you." That physical anchor was instilled in your subconscious mind, and that's all it takes. It only takes a few seconds to create an anchor. Now, a visual anchor, I'm going to do this with you. Um, I want you to think about somebody in your life that really excites you. Think about that person that really makes you happy. Can you remember a time when you knew someone like this that no matter what they did and how they touched you, responded with you, they made you feel so good about yourself just being with them? Can you remember that person? Can you remember how it felt? How does it feel now when you think about that person? How good does that feel? I want you to really think about that person and really realize that how good you feel about yourself when you think about this person. Now, how do you feel? Do you feel good about yourself? What I did was I created what's called a visual anchor. I did this motion. And now it's in your subconscious. If it worked, it works better when you're actually there with the person, right? Anyway, but if you're there like this, I'm going like this, and you feel good about yourself, in your subconscious mind, I instilled what's called a visual anchor. And no matter if so now, whenever it says something to you, hey, say your name is Joe. Joe, how you doing? That is going to trigger that anchor in your subconscious mind. You go, hey, I feel pretty good. I'm doing great, thanks. How are you? Those are just examples and samples of what anchors are. And the whole point is that the comfort zone. Anchors play a major role in your comfort zone. Whether or not you want to try something, how you feel about it. Maybe you try something new, and last time you did something similar to that, it wasn't so great. You're going, I don't know. And somebody comes along and says, hey, look, come on. Try it again. See what happens. Let's do it together. Come on. And they help you out. And also you feel, hey, this isn't so bad. So you grow another ring, another emotional ring to your comfort zone. That's how comfort zones work. Basically, that you're creating a new emotional ring in your subconscious mind, and you're saying to yourself, I feel really good about that. I feel good when I do that. Right? So check out my blog at www.actionizenow.ca. That's www.actionizenow.ca. And the blog itself, actually, you'll see the title, is actually called The Future's Yours, because that's the name of my business. The Future's Yours. I really believe the future is yours, and I believe that you can create multiple rings in your subconscious mind. All you really need to do is try new things. If it doesn't work one way, change it. If it doesn't work that way, change it. Keep changing it until it works. Because Albert Einstein said the definition of insanity is when you do the same thing over and over and over again and expect different results. That's what Einstein said, and it's so true. That's the definition of insanity. Doing something over and over and over and over again and expecting different results. When you get something that doesn't work, change the results. Because no matter what we do in life, no matter what we do, we go, we try something, we achieve a result. And it's not so much the result we achieved, is what we do with that result. If it's the result you wanted, great. Hang on to it. Stick with it. Keep doing it that way. If it's not the result you wanted, then make changes where you need to make changes. Tweak it up a bit. Find different ways of doing it. Find different ways of doing it a better way, right? Because remember, we no longer have problems. We now have challenges. And keep working on that on a consistent basis, changing the word problem for the word challenge. And use challenges. Like I said before in the video, I am that I am. Challenges are so much more easier to solve than problems are because it's a mental thing, right? It's the way our brains work. But in the meantime, anyway, I want to thank you for watching my video. My name is David Lang, and the video is brought to you by The Future's Yours. And I always like to say, actionize now before tomorrow becomes yesterday. And remember, this is about comfort zones. Increase your comfort zone. Have yourself a magnificent day, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care now.